Morning, gang. Friday. Made it. Well, Friday morning for you, typical Thursday night for me. So, yesterday, kind of talked about shortages and things like that I was seeing at the store. A lot of you had commented on what you're seeing. And it was kind of interesting to read a lot of the comments because some of you saw the same things I was seeing, some of you saw the exact opposites. And so it got me thinking a little bit and trying to piece together some of it. And my theories, but it's what it is. And what I was finding in the comments, at least the people who gave me a general idea where they were, was that the shortages, like I'm seeing, seem to be in more of the rural areas or lesser populated areas, where the areas that were heavily populated, the stores seem to be fine. And it kind of makes sense because if you look at just a typical business model, and yeah, I'm going to put on my finance hat today. If you look at a business model, what is a company trying to do? They've got a product and they're going to try to move it, if you will, where they can move it the quickest. Okay. So if a grocery store, a clothing store, a shoe store, anything I talked about yesterday has 10 boxes of bananas, are they going to try to sell those bananas out where there's 100 customers, or are they going to try to sell them where there's 1,000 potential customers? And it just makes sense because they've got a lesser amount, a limited amount, so they're going to put the product where the more people are. And so I think that might be a lot of the reason why the more heavily populated areas are not seeing the stores as thin as the rest of us are. Okay, just a theory, but I mean that's pretty much probably accurate, I'd say. Okay, just based on my knowledge and my experience. Okay, so the question becomes, where do we go from here? Okay, and I know for a while we've talked about it. Other places have talked about it. You've seen it in other YouTube channels, obviously, the paper, whatever it would be, and that people are rushing to alternative forms of currency. I mean, be it precious metals, be it cyber currency, cryptocurrency, whatever you want to call it there. And again, what are we seeing? Bitcoin up around 40 grand. Okay, I mean, if you invested in Bitcoin this time last year, I mean, you've got a 10 times return on your money. Congratulations. Okay, I saw a story today about some bar in New York that's the guy's trying to sell the bar and he won't take cash. He'll only take crypto. So, okay, however, it makes no sense to me. It's like, okay, you're going to get paid in crypto. It's take the cash and go buy the crypto if you want it, whatever it would be. So we get into thinking a little bit about the relationships between currencies, okay? And obviously, for all those of us in the United States, okay, but for a lot of people around the world, the dollar is still king, okay? And it's pretty much a world currency. I mean, you don't see, people in, Belgium, trying to figure out how to convert euros to Brazilian real or something like that. It's like, okay, it's the dollar. They're not going to take real in Belgium, the marketplace. But I can go most anywhere in the world with dollars, and somebody will probably want to take the dollars, okay, or at least have been in the past. But so where does that leave the dollar right now? Okay, and as we all know, oil is pretty much a world currency, okay? I mean, you've got OPEC, you've got the United States, you've got Russia, all these major, Venezuela, all these major countries and organizations that are selling oil on the world market. Now, historically, oil is priced, I don't care where you are in the world, in dollars, okay? Because, I mean, it's a very movable commodity. But the price of oil is inversely related to the price of the dollar, okay? So when the dollar's high, oil's low, and vice versa, okay? Like I said, I mean, a barrel of oil is priced in dollars around the world. So when you when the dollar's strong, you need fewer dollars to buy a barrel of oil. When the dollar's weak, obviously you need more, okay? And historically, the United States again, has been a net importer of oil. But rising oil prices cause the U.S. trade balance deficit as more dollars are need to be sent abroad, okay? And how does this all affect you as preppers and everything like that? Well, if any of you guys, you got two kinds of analysis in regards to pricing. You got fundamental analysis, which is based on supply and demand for the most part, profitability. And then you've got technical analysis, which is basically charting it. It's measuring sentiment, okay? When does something get too expensive and people want to sell? When is something so cheap people want to buy? That's what a technical analyst can do, all right? Well, here's the issue that we have right now. On a technical chart, the dollar is at resistance, its top. Oil is at support, its bottom. So what that's telling us right now is that the prices of oil are going to probably go up drastically quickly. And I've seen gas go up 25 cents a gallon here in the last 10 days, okay? We're also going to see the value of the dollar drop, okay? Well, when the value of the dollar drops, your spending power drops. What happens? We get the price of goods and services goes up, which we've all seen as well. So this is what I'm saying as preppers that you guys need to take a look at right now. Fuel prices are going to be going up, okay? And whether it's gas for the car, heating oil for the house, filling the chainsaw, whatever it's going to be. At least here, we're now at about $2.25. It's the first time we've seen $2 gas for, $2.15. It's the first time we've seen $2 gas here in over a year. We hadn't been over $2 all of 2020 until like the last couple of days. And we've all seen the prices of everything go up. So now what we're getting is inflation. Your dollars are worth less and the prices are going up. So this is when everybody starts talking about how to hedge your bets, okay? And whether it is in precious metals or crypto or however you want to do it. Y'all know my thoughts on crypto, but precious metals, like I said, I'm a firm believer in silver. I think silver's got room to run. You'd be okay there. Like I said a while back, I'm not a fan of copper and I'm not a fan of gold. The other thing that is interesting is if you've seen the housing market is going up, right? Okay, it's still going like crazy. People are still buying houses. Even with the cost of lumber, people are still buying houses. Well, why? Because the interest rates are low. But here's the thing there, okay? Americans are taking on record levels of debt, okay? And we always, the debt just keeps going up, personal debt, we all know that. But think about what else has happened. For the last close to a year now, you've had people that have taken a forbearance on their mortgage. You've had most people with student loans who've been on forbearance on their student loans and are not paying those, whatever it would be. So the debt keeps climbing, okay? Now, student loans, obviously, you're not getting charged interest at the moment, but mortgages, as far as I believe, you still are. There's still compounding interest on there. So debt keeps climbing. But the advantage that you have at this point, if you're taking on a mortgage with low interest, is that's fixed, okay? So no matter what the dollar does, you still pay $1,000 a month. Let's just say that's what your mortgage is, okay? And it's going to be the same 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, all right? It's still going to be $1,000 a month, regardless of whether we go through an inflationary or deflationary period. So there are, you all hear the terms good debt and bad debt. That still stays in place right now, all right? And a mortgage is still technically a good debt and could wind up a very good debt in a bad economy, provided you're still working, because if the value of the dollar, if you've already locked in your mortgage, the value of the dollar is down, you're going to wind up getting more bang for your buck, I guess, if you will, because sometimes they're going to have to drop prices and then you get a chance to do it. So you got to be very selective here. But What I tell everybody right now, keep a close eye on the price of oil, because that's the global commodity that pretty much everything runs on. That's going to tell you which way the economy is going to go as a whole for yourself. All right. Just a thought for you guys to think about today on what's going on. I know we talk about finance every once in a while, but I wanted you to kind of understand the support and resistance right now of the dollar and oil and what's going to happen. So like I said, dollar's going to come down, price of oil is going to go up. If you see the price of oil start going up, expect inflation to start ticking up pretty quick. That's what I got, guys. Have a good one, y'all. Happy Monday, or happy Friday. That's what day it is. There you go. Pinball out.